Hello. In this video, we are going to go over how to find the quadratic equation given only 3 points. So the first thing we know is that the quadratic equation is y equals ax squared plus bx plus c, where a, b, and c are just numbers, or a and b are coefficients for our x, y and x are our variables. So the first thing we need to do is just create three equations given the 3 points. We are told x and y. So what I can do here is say y is 3, and then for every x, I'm going to replace what is in our coordinate point. So for the first one, we have 1 goes in for every x, 3 goes in for y. And then for the next one, we see 2 for y, and now 2 goes in for every x instead of just 1. Boom, we see that just like that. And then we can do it again for the last point. For -3 is y, and positive, let's make sure that's an A, and +3 goes into x. Beautiful. The next thing we're going to do is clean up each of these. So we see 3 becomes 1 squared is just 1. So that just becomes A. B times 1 is just B. So we're going to have B. And then C. We continue cleaning up. We see 2, and we have 2 squared is 4 plus 2B plus C. And we have the same thing we have to do over here. 3 squared is 9. So 9A plus 3B plus C. We have 3 equations and 3 unknowns. So what do we need to do? Well, what we're going to do is what I like to call subs to elim. And what it is it's substitution to elimination. I like to call subs to elim just to make it quicker and shorter to remember. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to find one of these equations and one of the variables and solve for that variable within that equation. So what I see here is that what's going to be easiest are the variables that don't have coefficients. So I could do C for the first one, C for the second one, C for the third one. That would be the easiest. So I'm going to solve for C in the first one. Let's bring it down. Let's do a different color. Let's go blue. Right? So we're going to solve for C. We have 3 equals A plus B plus C. I'm going to subtract my A and my B over. So 3 minus A minus B is equal to C. Now, what's going to happen is I'm going to replace this with the 2 other equations and where that C value is. So let's start it off. I'm going to get 2 equals 4A plus 2B plus, in parentheses, you want to put your C. The reason you want to put your C in parentheses is just in case there's a negative sign, and we're going to have to distribute. Like if this was negative 2B and we solved for B, you would have to distribute that. So let's clean this up now. We have 2 equals 4A plus 2B, drop your parentheses, plus 3 minus A minus B. We'll combine like terms because 4A minus A is 3A. 2A minus B is just a B. And then plus 3. We will lastly move that 3 over, and we see -1 is equal to 3A plus B. Beautiful. So now we need to substitute that into our other equation. -3 equals 9A plus 3B plus parentheses 3 minus A minus B. We substitute that value in for C. All right, now we're going to drop our parentheses, and this is going to be just combining like terms. All right, so I'm going to move my 3 over quickly, and we see -6. 9A minus A is 8A. 3B minus B is positive 2B. So now I'm going to bring it even further to the left, and we'll just go to blue. And we see, okay, my equations are -1, 3A plus B over not over. In the second one, -6 equals 8A plus 2B. Now we're just going to eliminate. That's it. So in order to eliminate, I want to have the same coefficient for one of my variables, but opposite sign. So here I see, hey, I have a positive 2b. Well, if I make this a negative 2b, we'll have the same coefficient, but a different sign. So we'll distribute. Negative 2 times negative 1 is positive 2. Negative 2 times 3 is negative 6a minus 2b. We rewrite our other equation right underneath just to make sure we're good to go. And we can simply just eliminate now. We see these two eliminate. We're going to get negative 4 is equal to 2a. A, after let's make sure we show our steps, divide by 2 to both sides. A is equal to negative 2. Perfect. Now that's easy. We can substitute that back in for our other equation where we just have a and b. So let's make a box. And now let's plug that into our other equation. Negative 1, let's go to black or gray. Negative 1 equals 3 times negative 2 plus b. Negative 1 equals negative 6 plus b. We're going to add 6 to both sides, but let's make everything a little smaller really fast, just so we have some extra room. So we're going to add 6 to the other side, and we see b is equal to 5. Okay, so lastly, remember that equation we started off with a substitution before we went to elimination? Remember subs to elim? Okay, well, I now have everything I need to plug into that guy, right? We have b. We have a. Now we need to do 3 minus negative 2 minus 5. And then we're going to solve for c. 3 plus 2 minus 5 is equal to c. 5 minus 5 is equal to c. And we see c is equal to 0. There we go. So we have solved every coefficient we need. And now we just plug it into our y equals ax squared plus bx plus c. And we see y is equal to a, which is negative 2, x squared plus b, which is 5x plus c, which is 0. We can further clean it up because we don't need to include the 0. Negative 2x squared plus 5x. And that will be your final answer. So that is the process we used when we have 3 points and we need to find the quadratic equation or the equation to the parabola. We solve for one variable first. We do our subs to elim, right? So we do our subs in this situation. We get to a point where we can substitute, right? So the first thing we do is we plug in x and y, plug in x, y. Then we find our subs, substitute, and then we'll clean after subs, and then we'll eliminate. And then after that, we plug into our equation at the end and we are done. All right, cool. If you have any other questions or want me to do a specific one, please just shoot me an email and I'll go ahead and make a video. Other than that, I hope everyone has a great day.